Welcome back to podcast number 33. I'm Claire from Beautiful Things, and this is my podcast about all things yarny, knitting and crochet. You can find me on Instagram as ArtyFartyMac. Alternatively, you can find my business on Instagram as Beautiful Things HQ, and that's where you'll find all of the details of all of the craft classes that I run. So I've had a super busy month. I have actually surprised myself with how much I have managed to achieve with regards to my knitting and crochet. I don't have a fantastic amount of interesting things to show you, but I have done really well. Now, hand on heart, there are no FOs. It's all about the WIPS today, and this podcast will be pretty short and sharp. Before I get cracking though, as I know many of you watch my entire YouTube channel, you will have seen what I've been up to this month. I post every Wednesday and Saturday, so you'll know what I've been doing, you'll know what I've been up to. For those of you who only tune in for the podcast though, you might not have seen what I've been up to over the past month. And I have been to the Netherlands. I have just got back from Utrecht, where I went to explore the fabric markets, and it was amazing. And if you don't normally watch my regular videos, you might want to go and check them out because it was absolutely fabulous. As such, I've had a busy month meeting people, doing things, going to things, very sewing heavy. So if you want to check out my makes videos, some of the shows I've been to, then again, go back and look at this month's videos. It has been a great month for the channel. We have hit 3,500 subscribers. I am so chuffed. That is a massive hike, and I can only put that down to the fact that I have been consistently putting videos out every Wednesday and every Saturday, and you guys have been really enjoying them. Lots of comments, lots of thumbs up, and lots more subscribed. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for doing that. I really love doing my YouTube channel, and there's nothing more rewarding than having a chat to all of you. I do try my best to reply to all your comments, even if it's only just a little thumbs up to say thank you, because I know that that's really important to you, to know that you're being listened to. At the same point, I'm incredibly grateful for all of those comments. If you haven't watched it already, I did put a post up a little bit earlier this month called the No Nonsense Crafter, and it does explain in a little bit more detail why I do what I do with my channel and what my beliefs are when it comes to knitting, crochet and sewing. Basically, I say it like it is. Had some really good responses from that again, so thank you so much for engaging with me there. So let's get on with the yarny goodness. So first things first is my eyelet hitchhiker. I worked on this quite a lot while I was in Utrecht. It was my travel knitting. It has grown quite considerably, not an awful amount compared to last time you saw it. Let's try and not drop it off the needles, but you can see it's got quite wide. It's really pretty. It's getting there. And this is a standard hitchhiker, but it's got an eyelet row in it. And the yarn is by Down Sheepy Lane. Not a lot more I can tell you about that one. You've seen it before, but just to let you know, it's growing. What I do when I travel is I like to keep a card in my project bag if it's a simple pattern, and in it I write the pattern on one side. I'm going to cover that over so you can't see it, and then I write my rows here, and I can just keep a tally, and that way if I just keep that in my project bag I don't have to have a big pattern, and it's just really handy. Next up is something that I took a class on earlier this month. I haven't finished it and I really should pull my finger out. I took this class with Carol, our knitting teacher, and it is to create a cabled cowl. So this is as far as I've got. But as you can see, I'm just going to try and hold it up. You've got cable running down each side, and then just simple garter stitch in the middle. And the idea is that it will look something like this. This is the sample that she made for class. It is really lovely. So it's knitted that way into one long strip and then sewn up into a cowl. So I am trying to talk her into releasing this pattern. I might be able to pop it up on my Ravelry, we shall see, but I need to get this finished, and I actually haven't touched this in a couple of weeks. Whoops. So it's not a pattern that you can buy currently. It is something that I saw on the internet. I saw 3 or 4 of them, very, very similar. I liked the style. I showed her some pictures and said, Carol, can you work out how to make this, please? And she did so. So she has written and developed the pattern by herself. So at the moment, it's exclusive to classes at our studio, but watch this space. So I might not have an FO, but I do have a half O. A half O? That's not what it's called at all. I do have something that's half finished. An HO. Oh, rubbish. I don't know. Anyway, my worsted boxy jumper by Hohi Locatelli, which we are doing currently as a knit along in my Facebook group. It's not too late to join in. I have knitted far more than anybody else. So if you want to join in, join the Facebook group. Details are down below and we can get you all of the details that you need. So this is knitted in my John Arbon yarn that I bought at Unravel. The only reason that I have done so much of it is right at the beginning of this month I was super, super poorly, to the point I didn't work for a week, which is unheard of for me. I just had a bug, it was just fluey, I was incredibly tired, and I spent the entire time sitting in bed knitting round and round and round and round and round. That's how I've got here. Now, I profess to say that this is not a great knit. It is very easy to do, but I am rubbish at wrap and turns, and that's what's involved in the shaping here in the neckline. So there are quite a few little holes. They're not runs, they're not drop stitches, but they just look a little bit odd. You can't see them as you look at it, and because of that, I don't care. I have had no help whatsoever with this, and I've done it all by myself, which, as I still think a beginner knitter, I'm really, really chuffed about. Those holes aren't too big that a little stitch on the inside once it's all finished, and once it's blocked, some of them are going to disappear. I'll be totally happy. I'm really pleased with it. I picked up far too many stitches around the neck, but it looks neat. And all I did on the next row was just knit 2 together occasionally, just to get it down to the right stitch count. And again, I'm super happy with that. I don't mind. It is lovely yarn. It's ever so soft, and I know that I will wear this a lot when I get it finished. So all I've got to do now is pick up the stitches around the arms and knit the sleeves, and it will be finished. So hopefully when I come to you next month, I will have an FO. As I say, it's not too late to join us if you want to join in with this knit along. Join the Facebook group, details below, and you'll be able to find all of the links you need to the pattern. We've got quite a few threads running in the group. We've got a help me thread, we've got a show us your yarn thread, we've got a finished objects thread. One person has finished. But there's quite a few people taking part in that. The only rule with my Facebook group is that you must answer the 3 entrance questions, because if you don't, I won't add you. That's because I do get an awful lot of spammy people that want to join, and I also get people that want to join because they just want to promote their products and advertise in there, and that's not allowed. It is a fun place to chat about everything knitting, crochet, sewing, and just a really nice community. So if you tell me the answers to the questions, it also means that I can put into the group the stuff that you want to know more about. So it serves you. So answer those questions and I will add you. I add every single Monday. So don't worry if you want to join today and you don't get accepted straight away. I do it once a week on a Monday. Anyway, I've got one more thing to show you. I might as well keep this on. Although I've got someone coming round in a minute, that could be embarrassing. So this is the next thing I want to show you. It's just going to look pretty at the moment because I can't actually show you the pattern because it's all in my head. I am designing something and I'm really, really pleased. I'm designing a big slouchy crochet cardigan. So this is it as it stands. Ta-da! I'm going to try to lift it up that way. So it's just a big strip. You might have seen this on my Instagram. This is a Katia yarn. In fact, let me go and get the yarn and I can tell you what it is. Here we go. It is Katia Polaris yarn. It's double knit, but it is very thin. 100% acrylic, and it is the colour. Oh, how boring, it's a number. The colour is 68, but it's basically this really lovely rainbow. And it's graded so that it goes from green through to purple, then it goes back out to green again, and then it goes from green through to purple and back out to green again. So it's quite nice. This is crocheted, it's all done in trebles. Yeah, it's lacy. I really, really like it. This yarn I purchased at the Nottingham Yarn Expo with a shawl pattern. It was a pack to make a shawl, but I'm really not getting on with the pattern. The stitch count isn't right. And it's really quite boring actually as well. So I thought I'll use it instead for this, and it will be something that is really, really nice. The aim of the game is that this is going to be a class. I will release the pattern. It's going to be an online course, so all of you will be able to take part. You don't have to come to my studio. It's going to be an online course, and as I say, using cheaper acrylic yarn for your first one means it's going to keep the costs down for you and the costs down for me. But there's obviously nothing to stop you using Fancy Pants hand dyed if you want to. So I'll keep you posted on that. So it's just started raining, so I'm going to finish up because you can probably hear the rain on the roof of my conservatory. I've got one last thing to show you, and that is one small acquisition. So whilst we were in Utrecht, we went to a really lovely yarn shop called Sticks and Cups, and inside we saw the most amazing array of sheepy's whirls. I am rubbish at saying that. And we couldn't decide whether we wanted to buy one or not, and then we saw this dress and just totally and utterly blew me away. I was like, I have to make that. So I asked the lady where the pattern was from, and she said that her daughter had done it and it was up on their blog. So I'll pop the link down below. You can find the pattern, but it is in Dutch. Elspeth is planning on translating it. And the lady in the shop did say that if I emailed her daughter would send me a British version, an English version. I haven't got round to doing that yet because I'm not in a position to start it yet, but it's something that I will do. So let me show you the yarn. I didn't go for bright and funky because as nice as it is, I won't wear it. So I went for this one. So it goes from this beautiful coral colour out to a peachy colour and then into a grey and a black. Can you see that? Let me hide behind it. There we go. So it's really super pretty, and I think I'll get lots of wear out of that. I'm going to make it just exactly the same as the one we saw in the shop, and it will just be able to be worn over a black t-shirt, tight black t-shirt and leggings. So it's something that I will do. It's going to get added to the stash box, and it's going to join things that have been in there since Edinburgh Yarn Festival last year. Things that have been in there since Yarndale 2 years ago. I'll get around to it at some point, but I'm not going to give myself a target as to when. But I always like to buy myself a holiday yarn, so if I go somewhere special, I can pick something up that I know I will remember that place by. So when I do eventually get this dress made, it will be my Utrecht dress. So that's all I've got for you this month. I told you it would be short and sweet. I'll be back towards the end of April with another podcast. I will see you soon, and thanks for watching.